Hi, everyone. So there's a lot of talking about future. Everyone's talking about it. But I can promise you that we're not going to be talking about this. So no fortune cookies, none of that. So no looking into the future with magic ball and everything, and none of that. Although I still don't know which pill I would take. I'm always doubling between red and blue. Don't know about you guys. But I would like to start with you closing your eyes because it's fun for me. I get to relax and you get to do something creative. So I would like you all to close your eyes. Everyone in the room, I can see everyone even in the back. So everyone in the room, close your eyes. If you can still read this, that means you should be closing your eyes. So please, everyone. And just follow my voice. Yeah, so I want to take you on a little adventure. So imagine you're on a roller coaster. Anywhere in this universe, I don't care what kind of universe you create for yourself, but just imagine you're on a roller coaster. And this roller coaster is going to take us to the future, to your future. So imagine that you've got your lever and there'll be few stops on the way. And the first stop that we're going to take is next year. So buckle up, start your roller coaster, and let's go to 2019. Right, so we arrived. What do you see around you? What are you doing with your life? Who's with you in your life? Try to depict that situation, that moment. See it as clearly as you can. Is it nice? Is it something worrying? Whatever it is, don't judge it, just imagine it. Right, stop number 2. Hopefully you're ready. Pull the lever, and let's jump into 5 years ahead. Why not? This is a magical roller coaster, we can do it. So I want you all to jump into 5 years ahead. Now, it might be a bit more difficult to kind of capture that. What am I doing myself in 5 years? But I think we can all still have an idea. So again, where are you? Who is around you? Are you still in Deggendorf? Are you in Germany? Are you somewhere else? How do you feel? Are you happy? Is it what you expected? Right. Stop number 3. This time better buckle up properly because we're going 10 years ahead. Now this is going to give some people a headache, but I'm sure we can do it. Now 10 years is a bit of a chunk of time. So it might be a bit more difficult to kind of see what's happening in 10 years. So 2028, my gosh. But I'm sure we can do it. So we're 10 years ahead. We stopped. Where are you? Who is with you? Maybe who's not with you anymore? Again, how do you feel? What kind of emotions come to you? What do you see in front of you when you are there in 10 years? Right. Hopefully you're ready for the last stop because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Buckle up, pull the lever, because we're going 20 years into the future. 20 years. So it's a mixed group of people I see here. So some of you will be in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s, in your 60s, 70s. Not sure. I'm sure we're all looking still fly and amazing. But it might be, again, a bit of a push to imagine yourself in 20 years. But we all have some sort of idea where I would like to be in that time. Again, who's with me? Who is not with me? Where am I? Am I happy? What am I doing with my time? So just try to, as much as you can, see even one thing in those next 20 years and capture that in your head. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and just keep that thought. Recently, I've met, actually for a while now, I've been talking to different people I know, people I don't know, all across the board in London and abroad. And I've been asking them about their future, just curious, and kind of asking them, well, what do you see in your future, kind of more far away future? What kind of things would you like to have? What sort of place would you like to live in? And I've got very interesting replies. Usually, I would like to have a bit more money so I can travel around the world, have a great job, be able to afford some nice clothes, maybe get a car that I always wanted, or a big house, or maybe be in a very happy relationship, have kids, all that kind of stuff. And then I asked them, I was listening, I was not even replying to it, and I asked them, well, how does it make you feel when you talk about all these grand ideas, right? And to be fair with you, most of people, when they were talking to me about these things, were giving me a bit of a kind of anxiety mode and a bit of a stressed kind of out vibe. And I was like, well, why do you feel like that? Well, most of them mentioned that, it's great to have these big ideas, but I feel a bit like anxious about it, like because I don't know if I'm gonna get there, if I want a car, oh my God, like probably I need to earn a lot of money to get to that car, or God forbid, house. Or they say that sometimes some of their friends are already somewhere further down the line. So let's say someone's got a mortgage and I don't have one yet and I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Or my relationship just broke and I actually don't see anything happening in the future. I'm kind of over men and all that stuff. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna earn all that money to get to that place where I want to, let's say, to support my mom or something like that. And that's the kind of energy that I was sensing. We all have these amazing, beautiful ideas, and we often create these vision boards to kind of help us imagine stuff, which is a great thing to do, but it can be a bit daunting at times, a bit overwhelming, at least for myself as well, when I think about kind of big steps and big future. But what would you say if I told you that future is here? Just have a little think about that. What do you mean, Natalia? Future is here. Future is in the future, right? But future is here. What I mean by that is that literally the tiniest little steps that you can take even once in your life, or a few times, or regularly, or tomorrow, or next month, can make the biggest difference. And it's less daunting, less scary, and you can just kind of make things happen as you go, rather than think, I want that house. Whoa, have no clue how to get there. Right. And I'll just give you a few little examples again from the people that I talked to. And I asked them about those kind of little things. I was like, okay, well, let's take it back. Let's step back now, because I see you're a bit like, I don't know how I'm gonna get to that house. So I'm like, what would be the tiniest things, like little tiny thing, like an itch in your head or something that you kind of would like to do, but you're not sure, you don't have time, or you haven't done yet, but you're really, really looking forward to do it. And I've got these kinds of replies. I got a lot of replies, but I picked the ones that I thought that are, let's say, mixed up, and I really like them. Someone said, I always wanted to do this swing class, but I can't dance. People literally laugh at my kind of, robot dance or something. I'm a bit anxious around people. Actually, some replies were like that. I don't know how to do it. All that kind of stuff, so I'm not sure. Then I got things like, I always wanted to take up this photography class. So I've got a big, nice camera, but I have no clue how to properly use it. When I look at ISO and things like that, I just always go to automatic, and I kind of do it in that way. Then I got as simple and as trivial as, I really wanted to try this lasagna recipe, but making lasagna, I'm not great at cooking. I screwed up so many recipes, I'm not sure, makes me feel a bit like, ugh. But I would like to cook better, actually, going into the future. Then I got things like that. So kind of things about relationships suddenly. So I would like to kind of make things better with that friend of mine. That kind of reply came. So maybe less trivial this time, but more about another human. So something's in that person's mind where things are not really right with that person, they want to make it better. And this one was interesting. I was thinking about making that call. The person didn't give me any more reply than that. We can all create our own story what that means. Could be a positive thing, could be a negative thing, but it's something in their mind that they're hesitant to do. But that was the first thing that came to them. And then one, quite deep and nostalgic, the person was like, I haven't spoken to my parents for ages. And the person, I remember, then kind of stopped giving me more than that, but it made them think. So all these stories are real stories, and they're these tiny little things that I asked rather than the where do you see yourself like over there? Like what would be that thing that we can do tomorrow? And just to give you an example that actually they're all real stories, coming back to the swing class, it's actually my friend who actually went to that swing class. She really liked it. She then went for a few next classes, and then she said, I asked her, like, how did that make you feel as you were going on those classes, and like what happened to, whilst you were doing it? And she's like, of course, I got more fit, so the obvious stuff. Felt a bit better myself, that I'm coming out to people rather than spending more time at home. I met some great friends as I went. I kind of stopped worrying a bit about my body and what it does. And actually then later on in life, she met her partner, and they're now this beautiful dancing swing couple that I'm just like, oh my God, amazing. So it's actually true what happened. And all I'm trying to kind of show you here is that one tiny decision that made her do it kind of influenced the next steps. Now, I just wanted to share my little random two little things that can be as trivial and as silly as that, because I could come up with some grand ideas about my work and all that, where my work took me and everything, but you can read that on LinkedIn and talk to me later. But I'll go with the tiniest thing as I wear my hat more often. Now, it can be really like silly and be like, well, what do you mean? Like, that's just, what is that comment? I wear my hat more often because I always thought that hats don't fit me, I don't look cool enough, I'm not that kind of person that can like pull it off, just like tattoos and stuff like that. I was kind of very self-conscious about myself having this piece of material on my head for some reason, and I thought that people might judge me, or I just might look a bit silly or non-professional. Guess what? Since I started wearing more hat, people come up to me a bit more. Even today, there was a few questions and kind of comments like, nice hat, Natalia. I'm like, thanks, cool. Conversation starting. I feel a bit more confident. It weirdly gives me a bit more confidence even speaking to you, because I feel like something's covering my head, even if something falls on me right now. Maybe that's why. Hopefully not. I feel like I have a bit more presence, a bit more personality. I feel a bit more like fun. I'm kind of a bit like, let's go out tonight rather than stay home. Whatever that is, it's just giving me a bit more something. And I could now lead you to little stories that were created because of me wearing a hat. I'll skip that, but even all these people on that picture are now my friends because it was so much easier as well in terms of kind of an icebreaker for me to talk to different people whilst I was wearing a hat. Again, something super trivial, super something small, but this moment of my decision brought me to different other weirdly connected stories and people. Another thing that I'm personally very proud of, but feeling very still strange about it, I've never been, if you knew me, I've never been a person to believe in any sort of 30 days challenge or whatever. I would start like 2 days and then I would be like, no time, I'm too busy, forget it, useless. So I started doing yoga and meditation every day in the morning, which I tried in the past. I did hot yoga, I almost died. I did meditation, I was like falling asleep after 2 minutes. I was like, what is this person talking to me about? So many thoughts, you need to send email, go with the dog, meet friends, what's happening? And I don't know why, one day I just decided, right, I'm just gonna get up and do it. And now I've been doing this for 112 days every day, so just over 3 months every day. In mind, if you know me again, I travel a lot, I'm quite busy, and I like to say no to things if I just don't feel like, kind of doing these challenges again. I've done it on a tree house, I've done it in people's corridors whilst they were sleeping, I've done it in hotels, in Airbnbs. I even pick Airbnbs to make sure there's some sort of like space on the floor or something like that. It's random, I don't know what happened to my mind. Again, I would never do it. And it's just this kind of like, it's just over 3 months, right? Like, what's the big deal? Talk to me when you've done it after a year. But can I just list a few things even, did it change my life or anything like that? No. Will it get me closer to like whatever my big goals are maybe in life? Maybe not. But I feel better, I breathe better, I feel more like focused in the morning, I feel like I can have something to say as well in that sort of space of topic when I talk to people. I feel like, yeah, I know how to do a downward dog now, so I feel quite proud of myself. And I just feel a bit more happier. Like, I don't know why, I just feel a bit more like everything's going to be fine. Like, something really needs to stress me out properly to kind of get me all anxious. one little thing, but again, brought me so many different threads that hopefully will influence my future. So I'm all about kind of taking small steps, tiny little steps. Don't think kind of what's going to happen there, how will I get there, oh my God, I'm going to like pass out and I'm not gonna do it, because that's usually what happens to humans. If something's too challenging or too lengthy, we just kind of step back and not really do it. So before we kind of finish up, I would like you to close your eyes again and thinking about what I said. So just like keep in mind that roller coaster, keep in mind those stories. Maybe take a deep breath before we start. And deep breath out. Here's my meditation skills coming at you. So keep your eyes closed. And you know what? Maybe step outside of that roller coaster. Like just imagine you're getting out of that roller coaster. Again, whatever the universe you're in. Just step outside of it, let it just pass, let it go to all these future years, whatever happens with them. And what would be that little kind of itch or little something that's been in your head, whether that's making lasagna, whether that's meeting a friend for a walk, whether that's reading more, whatever it is. Think about that tiny thing, because we all have it. My gosh, if I asked you all, we all have that sort of little thing that we would like to take up on, or we're stressed about, or we think we're not good enough, or we're worried about. Picture it in your head. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And that's why I asked everyone to have a little piece of paper, because yes, I would like you to doodle that idea literally in a minute. No judgment in this room. Stickmen are okay. Just go for it. I know it's a bit like, what the hell, I don't draw. But just use your paper, please, literally for the next up to a minute. I'm giving you up to a minute. I already should be seeing you drawing. Get your pens, and please doodle that idea. Because actually it's been scientifically proven, I'm going to go with my knowledge here, that I know for now many, many years, that whatever idea you visualize or actually put in front of your face, it will be much more possible and much more doable, because you will be subconsciously doing certain things in life that will lead you to that thing. So please doodle it now. Afterwards, I'll be just literally walking around and asking, did you doodle? So 20 more seconds, literally stickman, whatever it is. If it's playing more football, just draw a ball, doesn't matter. And I would love you to, I don't know, slap it on the wall, put it in your book, put it behind your, I don't know, laptop or something on the table, wherever it is. Take a picture of it, put it in your notes, whatever that is. But have that in front of you so that it's visible. And even like talk about it with your friends or whoever, your family or anyone here. You've got a lot of friends at this university, and just talk about it so that they are like, did you do it, man? So make sure you don't lose it. Draw it, draw it, draw it. Right, you guys. And with that, I would like you all to make sure you don't lose it. You share between yourselves what was your doodle, and create your future, but one step at a time. Thank you so much.